Ma'am.
Okay.
So let me just share my presentation first.
There is
Please.
a problem with the sound from somewhere.
Okay.
So very good morning to all of you, those who have joined us for today's special session that is on SDG quality education. We have been talking about education, like innovation is education, past maybe more than a year, as and when this pandemic unfolded, and we have discovered number of tools too, and we have been implementing these digital tools in our classes to make our classes engaging, enriching, and exciting. But actually, it's not only about using digital tools always. There are so many other things like pedagogy, content delivery, another activities, student engagement, number of things are there that to be taken care of for quality education. And how can we forget about reaching the unreachable, right? The strategies for them as well, like cannot make up for the online classes. So I welcome you all on this platform, Mentoring the Mentors. Let me introduce myself. I am Meenakshi Narula, working as a principal at Shamford Futuristic K-12 School, Aurea. And I am founder and CEO Mentoring the Mentors. Past more than a year, we have been conducting number of sessions for the teacher empowerment, and the teachers, they are from not only this state, but from our country and even abroad too. So I am MIE Master Trainer, Adobe Creative Educator Level 2, All India Educators Forum Resource Person, Book Creator Certified Author Level 1, Certified Digital Teacher by ICT Academy, Bansi Ambassador, Wakelet Community Member, and I have completed more than 1,000 workshops, seminars, and short-term courses during this pandemic to upgrade myself. And here, may I take the opportunity, may I request, please, can you please keep yourself on mute? May I request everybody, please keep yourself on mute for a while.
Your question.
Kindly unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
okay. May I
ma'am.
request everybody to others, please keep yourself on mute so that there should not be any disturbance. So may I have the privilege of introducing today's speaker, Miss Corina. She is from Romania, and she's having teaching experience of more than 24 years, and she is a European project coordinator, e-twinning coordinator, international cultural passport project founder, worldwide green project co-founder, international youth society country director, eco training center Sweden country director, world voice international country director, Kids Foundation Country Director, EduClouds Committee Member, World Book of Records Committee Member, Peace Ambassador Romania, IDYM, Igniting Dreams for Young Minds, Goodwill Ambassador Romania, President of Law Support, Center for Human Rights Romania, Global Award for the Most Innovative Teacher. She has been bagged in 2015, and Best Teacher Award in 2021. And another speaker, keynote speaker for today, Mr. Emmanuel, and he is Deputy Head Academic Affairs and Examiner CIE IB Nigeria. For him, what I shall say, I mean, many long list of qualifications like he's having is got bachelor's degree in microbiology, postgraduate diploma in education. He is advocate for application of technology. He has earned an advanced diploma in leadership. He is a deputy head, academic affairs and managing teachers and curriculum. He is an examiner with IB and Cambridge International Exam Bodies. And apart from it, he has been awarded with most coveted Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert, MIEE, 3 times. 2018-19, 2019-20, and then again, like for continuously for 3 years, he has been awarded with MIEE badge. He is also a Microsoft Certified Educator, MCE. He is well sought after speakers in educational conferences, and he has a great interest in edutech, in playing many musical instruments, especially the piano. So this is all about today's speakers. So now, without a further ado, I just hand over today's platform to the worthy speakers. First of all, I may ask Madam Corina to please throw light on SDG 4, that is quality education, how we can do our level best to, involving teachers in various activities so that we can provide the best of education to our students, and how we can have some student engagement activities to get the students' interest. Over to you, Corina, ma'am.
Good morning. Thank you, Menakshi. Am I right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
You're right.
I would like to share my screen. Let me see if I can do it. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So our topic today, it's promoting quality education in the school, which is one of 17 sustainable goals. I'm Corina Șușdea from Romania. Transforming our world, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, United Nations, said like these things like these: education liberates the intellect, unlock the imagination, and is fundamental for self-respect. It is the key to prosperity and open a world of opportunities, making it possible for each of us to contribute to a progressive, healthy society. Learning benefits every human being and should be available to all. United Nations explains goal number 4 of SDG was a unique goal focused purely on education. This is the first time such a standalone education goal has been set and ratified. Goal for quality education, it's about ensure inclusive and also equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning. What actually is quality education? For those who agree with the role of the United Nations plays, it is hard to disagree with any of the goals or much of the wording. The call for a quality education. Not merely access to any education is a grand step in ensuring that all children, and not just those from high-income countries, have a quality education. So we must provide quality education even for poor countries, for every children across the world. But what do we mean by a quality education? You can write your answers in chat box, please, but I can't see chat box now. What do you mean? If someone wants to reply, can unmute and reply to this question. What do we mean by a quality education?
You may please unmute one by one if you want to share, And even the teachers who are from same organization, they can type in the chat. I will be able to read it for Miss Corina. And those who are outside this organization, they are not able to access the chat. They can unmute and they can always share.
Yes, because I can't see the chat now.
Yeah, for that
as I'm sharing my screen. So anyway.
Yes, we are waiting for your answers. If there is anyone who would like to unmute and share as per your thinking, what is quality education?
What do you think quality education means for us
Good morning.
as teachers? Good morning.
Good
Yes,
morning,
Mr. Hemant. Yeah.
My name is Siddharth Adhikari, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. What I mean from quality education, this word you can say derived from the very good norm and having a very good quality which we can impart to the coming generation, and that so that they can grow up and they can grow up in a very good educated society.
Yes, a good
There is
answer.
like a hand raised by Mr. Hemant. Yeah, Mr. Hemant, you may also share your views regarding quality education.
Okay, ma'am. Very good morning to everyone in the panel. So, according to me, quality education means to develop all those qualities which promotes equality, sustainable development concept, as well as to enable the students to adopt all the changes which are there in their life. I mean, be it a social change or economical change or any sort of changes there, the student should be inbuilt with those skills that they can quickly take the decisions that what to be done.
Yeah, thank you very much for your
Thank you.
answer. Let's see what exactly quality education is by focusing on CDGs. There are some who think quality education is met by focusing only on literacy and numeracy. The CDG said education is a system designed to help all children reach their full potential and enter society as full as productive citizens, as one of the speakers said. United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon set the CDG's process in motion in 2012 by declaring that every child must be in school and the quality of those schools must improve so that students are prepared to be productive citizens ready to lead the future. Education must fully assume its central role in helping people to forge more just, peaceful, and tolerant societies. The meaning of a quality education is one that is pedagogically and developmentally sound and educates the students in becoming an active and productive members of society, as one of the speakers before said. A quality education is not one that is measured purely by a test score or by how many words per minute a 5-year-old can read. To hark back to these simplified measurements is to do a disservice to both the students and the phrase quality education itself. You see, as teachers, all the time we prepare tests for our students, and most of the time we think the quality education of students, it's about those tests, but that it's not true. I am a primary school teacher, and for me quality education it's actually how I see and how I have a perception about each and every student, because they are coming from different with different backgrounds, so we can't say all of them have the same qualities, and not all of them have the same how to say anyway. So as I said before, we have to set on every child. in the social, emotional, mental, physical, and cognitive development of each student, regardless of gender, race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, or geographic location. It prepares the child for life, not just for testing. Yes, so we have to prepare our students for the future, for life, not just for the next test which they have to take. A quality education provides a quality education. It's supported by three key pillars: ensuring access to quality teachers, because we can't have a quality education without to have a quality teacher. Providing use of quality learning tools and professional development. If the school don't provide such of tools and professional development, there will be not quality education. And the establishment of safe and supportive quality learning environments, because we know very well we teach our students by doing, by being a model for them. So a quality education must provide learning resources, direct policy, access to all the students, environment, and outcomes, of course. The CDGs reflect on this quality education. A global consensus in our young century that education is a human right and a public good that is critical to the health and future of the world. And I think all of you agree with this statement. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Yes, I totally agree, and I believe you too. How to attain the goal of quality education? Also, if there are someone who wants to reply, how do you think we can attain the goals of quality education?
Yeah, any one of you, please. You may unmute yourself, you may raise your hand, and it's up to you. Please do share your views regarding how to attain goals for quality education as per your thinking. Yeah, may I request all the participants to please be interactive. Otherwise, I mean, you won't enjoy it. Ma'am has put in a lot of efforts in making this presentation, and so many valuable insights she's giving to us. So please do be interactive and share your views. The platform is all yours. It's for you all.
You have to know I am a simple teacher, nothing else. What you see in the start with my friend introduced me is just a part of teaching. But by profession, I am a teacher for primary classes. So I am like you, and I do everything you do in your class.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Siddharth, please do share.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for this. To attain the goal of our quality education, the objective we should need to keep in our mind that we need to enlighten the students that why we need the quality education and what should be the future of what type of future they will get if they have a good quality education in their life.
Yes, exactly what I said before. We have to provide outcomes as well. Thank you very much. So let's see how we can attain the goal of quality education. The process can start with ensuring the enrollment and attendance at the school. You see, there are countries and schools and not schools, countries where education is not primordial for government. but we must do this process by ensuring the enrollment and attendance at the school of all the children in the world. Significant progress is possible when countries prioritize the concept of learning for all. Learning for all don't mean only learning for children. Even we as adults can learn, and we must do it. Well, we have to learn the rest of our life because we are teachers and we have to provide quality education. This progress is just the beginning of a global movement, with every student in every country learning about the basic life skills and approaches for sustainable development from well-trained teachers equipped with resources and well-designed curriculum. To help resolve the dire crisis of education in the developing countries, concrete and strict policies should be recommended by the policymakers. And you see here two pictures. In countries where quality education exists, because there it's start of education. Doesn't matter where you are or what kind of students do you have. Important is you to teach, and by teaching such of students who don't has very good possibilities maybe, or come from, I don't know, poor families. It's very, very important. It's a hard work, but also a good one. Love to learn. I think every child in this world love to learn if there behind it's a good teacher who will make him to love learning. Every stakeholder, from government, teachers, parents, and even other students in the education sector, needs to work towards the implementation of those policies. Also, the performance of those policies needs to be assessed and monitored timely. The educational framework for action needs to be introduced strictly and to review functions to catalyze and monitor progress. There is an urgent need of educational reforms and persistence as well. With a well-designed set of commitments and targets, coupled with effective education programs, can instill the importance of achieving the equitable, high-quality education for all. Human right to education, and yes, education is a human right. Quality education enables people to develop all of their attributes and skills to achieve their potential as human beings and members of society. Quality education means, of course, ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. That's what we do now. It's a lifelong learning process. In the words of Delors Commission, UNESCO 1996, was said education is at the heart of both personal and community development. Its mission is to enable each of us, without expectation, to develop all our talents to the full and to realize our creative potential, including responsibility for our own lives and achievements of our personal aims. And I put here a picture in a library, because the library, I think, is the place where we start a quality education. So, at the end, quality education, what we have to do. we must make sure that a quality education is just that, an education that serves each child pedagogically and developmentally. An education that is inclusive and it's structured to realize the potential of each child regardless of location or economic status. Don't let the words change their meaning. A quality education, it's needed for all. For example, for the girl from the left side picture and from the youths from the right side. Thank you very much. I want to see how to stop the sharing. This was my presentation. I don't know, I stopped the sharing, I hope so.
Yeah, wonderful. I can see all various emoticons, thumbs up, claps, and hearts. I mean, all those emotions for you, Corina ma'am. I mean, wonderful thoughts have been shared by you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, ma'am, just click on stop sharing.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
thank you.
yes.
Thank you. That was really wonderful thoughts. Even the audience, all the participants, they enjoyed, and even I could say raise hand options in between. They wanted to share their views too. And we will be having Q&A at the end of the session. Right. And now may I please request Mr. Emmanuel for his thoughts on SDG, quality education, because you see he is also having a vast experience handling this all the examination, IB, CIE, and is the academic leader, deputy academic head, and I mean number of things are there. He has got vast experience, and surely we are going to learn a lot from him as well. Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel. You may please unmute yourself.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Can you hear me, please? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, yes,
All
absolutely.
right, all right, all right. Good morning, everybody. Wonderful host, my dear friend Corina. Thank you very much, everybody. I bring you greetings from Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please let me know any moment you can't hear me. I'm just trying to put some things together, and I hope my microphone is clear to all. Can you still hear me, please? I need to be sure.
Yes, sir,
Yes, we
surely.
can.
At the moment, we
All,
can.
all right, all right. Thank you very much. Yes, I need to thank the host so well because of the topic chosen, Sustainable Development Goals, and we are on number 4, which is quality education. Quality education. I'm going to start by saying that the SDG 4 has something to do with ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting long life learning opportunities for all. And this is very key for education to be presented to all is very key. I'm going to look at some powerful educational quotes from notable people. The first thing I want to quote is from Nelson Mandela. You all know Nelson Mandela, the former president of South Africa. And he had his struggle for powerful change. And he said that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. The most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world. So it means that if you want to change the world, don't look for any other tool. The only tool to change the world is to educate them. Another person, Kofi Annan, a Ghanaian by nationality, and he was the Secretary General of the United Nations. He had this to say. He said, knowledge is power. Information is liberating. Education is the premise of progress. And in every society, in every family. So if you are knowledgeable, you are powerful. If you have information, then your life is at liberty. And education is the basement of progress in any society and in any family. And I love this lady, Malala. You know, the lady from Pakistan was an activist. I call her educational activist. You know, it was shot because of education, because some people didn't want female to be educated. They thought that education is just for male. And in some parts of the world, you know, they don't record with girls and women. She said, they cannot stop me. I will get my education. If it is in the home, school, or any place. I see this lady as a prophetess, prophesying what was going to happen in future. Talking about education at home, talking about education in school, and talking about education in any place. Malala had that to say. And to people you are familiar with, like this man, Mahatma Gandhi, he said, live as if you were going to die tomorrow. But when it comes to learning, he said, learn as if you are to live forever. Powerful quotes. Learn as if you were to live forever. So it means that you have to do continuous learning. Okay? Now, according to what Corina just said before I took over, education liberates the mind, liberates the intellect. It brings the best out of you. It unlocks your imagination and is fundamental for self-respect. When you are educated, you know yourself and you know what you can contribute. It's key to prosperity. It opens a world of opportunities and making it possible for each of us to contribute to a progressive and healthy society. When you look at a country, if the country is prosperous, there's a close correlation between prosperity and education. Look at a country that is retrogressing. There's high possibility that they didn't take education so well. They didn't take it so importantly. That's why they are retrogressing. So learning benefits every human being, whether you are young, you are middle age, you are old. Learning benefits you, benefits every human being, and therefore, because it's of great benefit, it must be, not just should, it must be available to all. Now, when you hear the word education, the first thing that comes to your mind is school. Am I right, everybody? When you hear education, isn't it? The first thing that comes to your mind is school.
Yes, of course.
Right or wrong?
Absolutely right.
Yes, sir, right.
I can see
All
thumbs
right.
ups also. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. But when you talk about school, there are four fundamental things that make up a school, or five. Let's say four or five. The first part is the animated part. The second part is the inanimated part. What do I mean by animated part? Without students, you can't have a school. And without teachers, you can't have a school. So if you take students out, there's no school. Possibly you have a building with some adults working in it. But you must have students and you must have teachers. In the same way, you must have a platform or a place where students and teachers will meet. And that's what I call platform. And you must have something they are going to be working with. Those are the resources. Without these four, there won't be school, and you can't take anything out of it. Students must be present, teachers must be there, platform must be there, and resources must be there. And what teachers give to students is what you call teaching. Teachers teach. And what students get from teacher is called learning. And most of the time, because things are changing now, the concept of school is changing. Teachers also learn from students, as we're going to see as we move on. But to coordinate everything is the concept of leadership. Maybe schools leadership, maybe state leadership, countries leadership. It depends on how they juggle all these four components together that is going to transform into their prosperity. If a country thinks about education very well, they are going to invest into different resources, into their teachers, so that students will be able to benefit and they will get an excellent workforce in future. But some countries who don't think properly, some leaders who don't think properly, play down the concept of education. Therefore, they don't train teachers, they don't invest in resources, they don't create platforms. The students who are to be in school, they'll just be wondering about. And in future, they produce young people who are touts and thugs. And therefore, they won't be able to have national development. National development doesn't just come as a result of prayers or as a result of talk or politics. It comes as a result of quality education, not just education. Some people say that when they build buildings, they think that's what they call school, when they are gigantic buildings. If they don't train teachers that are going to be qualitative staff, and they don't train students that are going to be future workers, and they don't provide resources that are going to make them collaborate and work with skills, the platform is going to be nonsense. So all these are components of schools where quality education is meant to come from. I wanted to look at this video. I'm just going to play it back for very few minutes. I think 1 minute or 2 minutes. Please tell me if you can hear the sound from that other end.
Goal 4
Can
of the
you hear it,
Sustainable
please?
Development Goals,
Yeah, we can hear
quality
it.
education. What makes a quality education?
Can you hear the sound?
Yes, we can.
Meet Billy.
Okay.
Billy is about to start high school and his parents want to make sure he gets the best education. His parents fear that public school education is on the decline and will not provide him with a proper education. With some areas like Washington, D.C. having a decrease in high school graduation, it's easy to see why Billy's parents may be skeptical. On the other hand, private school is very expensive and the teachers are not required to have teaching degrees, which may negatively impact the learning process. There are several schools in their area, so they want to make sure the school they choose to send Billy to will give him the best chance of getting into a good college. When searching for the right school, there are a lot of things to consider. The definition of what a quality education is may differ from person to person, but there are some important factors that should be included. Finding a place that will teach the way your child needs to learn is one of the most important factors to consider regarding a quality education. People learn in different ways. These include, but are not limited to visual, verbal, and physical. Finding a place that utilizes all forms will help a child get the most out of what is being taught to them. School size is also important. At a school with larger class sizes, a child may not get the attention that they need. Smaller schools can sometimes be underfunded and not able to provide your child with all the resources that they need. Lastly, be on the lookout for quality, dedicated teachers who are willing to go above and beyond for their students. This will lead to highly educated adults. A proper education is the starting point to successful and bright futures.
Thank you very much for listening to that and watching that. Yes, what is quality education from teacher's perspective? This is just my thoughts, because I'm using PowerPoint, I may not be able to get your responses from the other side. From teacher's perspective, I think that for quality education to happen, teachers must undergo appropriate planning, because you don't give what you don't have. So there must be planning from the side of educator. The principals, the head teacher must check to make sure that teachers don't just go to classroom to deliver rubbish. Planning must be there. And you have to do teaching. And according to that video, when you teach, you must make sure that the students are learning. And that's why there are different learning styles. If there is time in future, maybe I'll be sharing that. Some people learn when they see stuff, some learn when they hear, and some learn when they do things. So teachers must plan in such a way that they deliver content to the students and the students learn. Apart from that, there must be a way to check whether the students are really learning. It's not just enough to teach, but we must check that students are learning, and that's how assessment comes into it. Assessment may be formative or summative, as the case may be, but I prefer the formative because you need to assess students as you go. It shouldn't be the end of secondary school stuff or end of primary school stuff or end of university stuff. No. As Corina said, it shouldn't be about maths, but it should be about acquisition of knowledge. Another thing I want teachers to do in ensuring quality education is that there just must not be head knowledge. There must be application of what is taught. Students must be able to apply what is taught to real life situation, because that's what is going to give rise to national development. If you know a lot of simultaneous equation and you can't put it into what's going to be useful, it's wasted. And finally, teachers should ensure that they teach along with skills. There must be skill acquisition. So they must be able to do things, not just learning. They must be able to do things. So planning, teaching, learning, assessment, application skills, in my opinion, are what teachers can give to students to ensure quality education. On the students' part, learning is key, and they must be able to apply what they have learned. They must be able to show skills. And part of the skills I want them to be able to show is collaboration, to be able to work together. Because in workplace of the future, people are going to work together, maybe from different countries, putting heads together to solve problems. So part of the skills I want to see in students is collaboration. In fact, problem solving. When people collaborate, they'll be able to quickly solve problems because they contribute ideas. They contribute applicating ideas to solving problems. Another thing I want to say is that you may be able to say what is in your mind. the ability to communicate, to express yourself, to be able to push your idea out so that people will be able to do something about it. Then, ability to be creative, to get something new out of the existing thing. These are the skills I want to see in students to show that they have quality education. And finally, I expect them to be able to be confident, not to be afraid of anybody, to be able to speak from any platform, to be able to speak anywhere, so that their voice cannot be suppressed, but to have a progressive outlook. So with that, I want to quickly go to the SDG 4 goals. The goals are in 7 places, but I just want to highlight some of the things. In just 9 years, by 2030, the goals include that all girls and boys should have complete, free, equitable, and quality primary and secondary education. We have to appeal to our government to be able to do this. Remember the model, the government sit in the center. That's the leadership. So the boys and girls should be able to have complete free education, and it has to be effective learning. The second one is that they should have access to quality early childhood development. There must be care. There must be pre-primary education so that they are ready for primary education. So some countries who are smart are holding on to this. They are doing this aggressively. I don't want to say any country. I don't want to be partial. Number 3, equal access for men and women. No one should be segregated. Men and women are the same. They are on the same pedestal. And therefore, there must be access to affordable and quality technical, vocational, and tertiary education, including university. Students who go to school must be able to do things with their knowledge, not just head knowledge, but they must be able to do something with what they have learned. Another thing is that there must be increased number of youth and adults who have relevant skills, technical and vocational skills, so that they'll be able to be open for employment, decent jobs, and entrepreneurship. I've said this earlier on, that we need to eliminate gender discrepancies in education, because it should be open to all, whether you're a male or female. Even people with disability should have education, access to quality education. Number 6, all youth and substantial proportion of adults, whether men and women, must achieve literacy and numeracy. Okay. Can you see hear me, please? Can you still hear me, please? Can you still hear me, please?
Yes, we can
Yes,
see
sir.
your
We can hear you.
presentation. Yes.
All right. And the 7th one is that which will ensure by 2030 that all learners acquire the knowledge and skills needed to promote sustainable development. We need to promote a culture of peace and non-violence. It's when someone is not educated that they go around killing and maiming. An educated mind is exposed. An educated mind is refined. And therefore, when we educate people, it promotes peace and it promotes non-violence behavior. And we should be able to tolerate one another. So education gives way for all of this. But I was disturbed when I was going through these facts and figures. Despite the goals in developing countries where they don't give priorities to education, despite the fact that 91% enrollment is there in primary education.
A request, Mr. Emmanuel, maybe there is some disturbance, maybe when you are using these microphones, so that's why there is some disturbance. If you can, maybe
You
plug
can
in
hear me.
again. We
can
can
hear
hear you. There is some noise. That is actually we cannot get your words clearly.
Please. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better now.
Request everyone to mute.
Okay.
Everyone mute.
This one is better.
Yeah, it's better.
All right. Okay, I said there are some statistics that are disturbing. Like 91% of children are enrolled in primary education in some countries. Despite the fact, about 50%, half of those school children, they live in conflict-affected area. Why? The thing is that the generation before them were not educated, and because of that, their minds were not refined, and therefore they had nothing to do. So what they could do was to carry arms and fight each other, killing, maiming, and all of that. So the younger generation, about half of them who live in that conflict area, will not be able to attend schools. About 57 million primary age children, they get out of school. They can't remain in school. And more than half of them are in Africa, for example. About 103 million youth worldwide lack basic literacy skill. They can't read. Some of them can't write. And more than 60% of those people are women because they wouldn't want women to go to school. In some palaces, they said that women should just be somewhere, they should be ready to get married, give birth to children, and rear them. No, women are not animals. Women are human beings, and therefore they should be encouraged to go to school. They should be given access to quality education. And 1 out of 4 in developing country, 1 out of 4 people that are not in school is a girl child. So we have like 4 million people in school. About 1 million out of them are not in school. So it means that we're relegating a girl child. So access should be given to male and female. So if we project this data to the world in general, as we speak today, about more than 262 million children and youths are out of school. And this is scary. This is scary. We are depriving them and we are making their minds to be sealed to civilization and to progress. 6 out of 10 are not acquiring basic literacy and numerical skill, even after many years they've been in school. So it shows that they were in school, but they were not getting quality education. And this alarming figure, 750 million adults are illiterates. And this is going to fuel poverty in future and marginalization. So what do we do to all of this, all this disturbing data? These are the action plans. There's need to build and upgrade educational facility that are child, disability, and gender sensitive and provide safe, non-violent, inclusive, and effective learning environment for all. Thank God for COVID. Though it must have had its own devastating effects, but COVID is bringing another platform to education that you don't even need to walk into the four walls of a classroom. With technology, anywhere you are, you can meet, and the teachers and students can be brought together with resources, and the platform can be established as we are doing here. So there's no longer boundary for education to be effective. The second action plan is that there should be scholarship available to developing countries, in particular, the least developing countries, the small island, developing states, and some African states are backward. scholarships should be given to them so that vocational training, ICT, technical engineering, and scientific programs can be made available to them all. And finally, there must be increase in supply of qualified teachers. And that's where we come in. We need to be qualified. We need to be taught human psychology. We need to understand children's psychology. We need to understand how students learn. We need to understand all of that. Teaching should not be for just somebody who had gone to school. It should be for people who are qualified, who know the meaning of quality education. There must be thorough international cooperation like what we are doing. This is international cooperation for teachers training in developing countries. And with that, in conclusion, it is now mandatory, therefore, to work towards prosperity. If you want to work towards prosperity, and we want to open up a world of opportunities, making it possible for each of us to contribute to progressive and healthy society, there's need for quality education. And the only tool to liberate our world from abject poverty is quality education. And we must unite to offer same. I want to thank you very much for listening. I'm sorry for taking more than the time. Thank you very much and God bless.
No, Mr. Emmanuel, you have not taken that. You were, I mean, the time was apt, right? And you have explained so many wonderful things, so many wonderful aspects of SDG 4, quality education, planning, teachers training, I mean, assessment, that is really very important part. And moreover, if we are teaching, we are planning a lot. We are, you see, I always say plan the work and work the plan. If we are planning and then working on that plan, and then we are assessing also, right, and then skills are not being developed in the students, then that is of no use. You have covered each and every aspect so wonderfully. Both of you have been so wonderful speakers today and given us so many wonderful insights on quality education, how and I mean in what manner we will be able to achieve the standards for this quality education. So I would like to ask like any of the participants, if you have any questions or even you would like to share even your feedback. It's I mean already the session was, I mean, very well self-explanatory. Still, if you have any questions, you may please ask that. And if you do not have any questions, please do share your feedback and whatever is coming to your mind. Maybe sometime it happens like we cannot restrict ourselves from sharing the thoughts when our thoughts align with the speakers. Please, you may unmute yourself, you may raise your hand and please do share. Here, may I have the privilege of inviting Miss Alice from Armenia to say a few words. Yeah, she's very well there, and please do share your maybe a few of the sentences if you can share about quality education. She already shared her thoughts on constructivism in pedagogy in our last session, and that was also very well received by all the educators. If I'm audible to you, you may please share your views. And by the time our educator, PGT English, Mr. Hemant Awasthi is there, he would like to share his feedback. Yeah, Mr. Hemant, you may please unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. I just would like to say the very well presented all the things and details given by ma'am and sir, and it is wonderful. It's really an ironic situation. I would say that, I mean, what we get to see how many children across the globe, they are deprived from their basic rights. So obviously, I mean, we need to promote the quality education in a way that education remains accessible to all. And on this occasion, I just would like to say that, you know, that there is a poem, An Elementary Classroom in Slum, by Stephen Spender in class 12th. And you know that there comes a wonderful line that let children tongues run naked. So it means to say somewhere, you know, that the children somewhere they are deprived on the basis of their economic background, their social aspects are there. And most importantly, that amount of dissent which is there in today's time in the world,
whether be it inequality, whether be it economic deprivation is there. So many issues are there that all can be very well solved by only method is there, that is education. So it should be accessible to all, and we need to make some rigorous effort to overcome from this situation. I hope that it will remain accessible to all the children across the globe. Thank you very much, and thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, wonderful feedback, Mr. Hemant. Thanks for that. And if anybody else is there, please do may share your thoughts. Yeah, Chitra ma'am, yes. What do you want to say? Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. This is Kapilesh. And firstly, good morning, everyone. I don't have any query about that SDG goal, because you people are giving a lot of knowledge today by this session, and the main thing is that we people just follow the things. We have to follow these all rules and regulations to develop the child overall development. The main thing is that 17 goals, that overall development, child, that and world also. If that child by child we develop, then world also develop together. So the main thing is that we have to take the hard work, smart work, whatever, and we just point out where we need to go, where we how to manage the system. And you people from Korea and from other world, other countries, then means each and everyone, if think about this particular not actually problem, but yes, little bit we talk about this situation, and if we go till that point, then I think it's a great achievement for us. So thank you very much, ma'am, and thank you very much, these all guests, so giving us this type of opportunity, and you are telling us this a lot of knowledge. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Really, world is one family. Wherever we are, from India, Nigeria, Romania, wherever we are working for the same cause, providing quality education to our students. Right, and wonderfully said. And Mr. Sangram, he is there in all our sessions. He is a great learner. He is a passionate learner. And may I request Mr. Sangram to please share his thoughts, so that we can quickly even wind up our session too. I have already requested the keynote speakers for 1 hour to spare that valuable time. Yeah, Mr. Sangram.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is a really great session, ma'am. I would just like to say, as it is rightly said, education liberates the intellect, unlocks the imagination, and is fundamental for self-respect. And here, quality education is the key to prosperity and opens a world of opportunities. So quality education is a must. It actually benefits every human being, and it should be made available to all human beings. It is right of every person, every learner, to get quality education. And I think SDG 4 plays key role in this area. That is what I feel. And it actually, this quality education contributes to progressive, healthy society. If we give quality education, then only we'll be progressing step by step ahead, and we'll achieve our dreams.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Sangram. And two more will be taking feedbacks, Ms. Noor Firdaus and Fawzia, and they would like to share their feedback. And I'm really very sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. You may please unmute yourself, and one by one, please to share your feedback.
First of all, this is Fawzia here. A very good afternoon to each one of you. I will personally feel like to give a special thanks to you, Meenakshi ma'am, for creating such a wonderful platform, you know, specifically at this pandemic time, where we all are stressed up with so much work, being at home, not only teaching, but we are actually handling so many things. And I am really, at times, I really think that how are you managing it, you know, with so many webinars, just back to back, back to back. So I feel you are just an inspiration for me. I'm keeping you in mind. Even I'm enrolling myself in so many webinars. So thank you, ma'am, for such a great, inspirational and valuable platform. I really have no words to express what I feel for you and for the entire team. And the webinars are so detailed, insightful, and with such experienced people, guests coming and explaining to us. A great, great big thank you to you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Meenakshi ma'am, I second.
Thanks to
Meenakshi ma'am, I second Mrs. Fauzia's thought.
This all has been feasible.
You are the motivator. You are the motivator.
Leaders. Yes, Mr. Sangram. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
You are the. I second the thoughts of Miss Fauzia, and you are the real motivator. I must tell you. You're the real motivator.
And this is just because of the generous ADU leaders all over the world, those who are ready to share their learnings with us. You see, Corina ma'am, Mr. Emmanuel, and they're ready to share their thoughts, and so many wonderful leaders. Last time Alice ma'am was there, and on this platform would like to share, yeah, Mr. Mohammad Hachan from Bangladesh. He is there with us, and earlier also he was the keynote speaker with us, and he was sharing various best practices. And today I would like to request him also to share his valuable insights. Sir, you need to unmute yourself.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Peasants. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. Lovely to see you over here today. We are having very important and fruitful discussion that organized Dr. Meenakshi ma'am. Thank you very much. I really feel blessed and honored for this invitation. Our discussion topics is sustainable development goals for quality education, actually. Also global goals, the world we want. Our Emmanuel sir and Corina ma'am presented and described very well. I learned from very important things, how to handle educator for teaching, quality, how to deliver quality teaching for students, Actually, sustainable development goals means actually economic growth, social inclusion, and environmental protection rights. I want to share with everyone here in pageant the basic elements influences the quality of education. Actually, to my just easily I want to share with everyone here in pageant. First of all, the teacher and teaching methods. What types of teacher we select for teaching, and our teaching method, teaching system, teaching delivery system, education content. Thirdly, learning environment. What we offer, what kind of environment we offer for students? What is actually school. Fourthly, I want to share the school management. School management is important part to maintain quality education. And another preconditions for students, for pupils. And lastly, funding and organization. Above all elements, if we maintain this, we have to able to deliver our students for quality education. And thank you very much. Thank you, President.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed. Thank you so much for your wonderful feedback. And before I share feedback link for today, I may request all the participants to please turn on your videos and come to the screen. We can have a quick snapshot. You may please come on the screen quickly. And while everybody is turning on the cameras, Ms. Noor Firdaus, you may please share quickly in 1 or 2 sentences your feedback, please, because I do not want to keep waiting our presenters for today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I was waiting. Actually, I just want to give my thanks to Emmanuel sir and Corina ma'am for giving the wonderful presentation. And I want to say thanks to you also for ma'am providing this kind of platform. So we are learning day by day, and it's a really wonderful experience for us. So in this pandemic era, we are sitting at home and we are learning from the global dignitaries are there, and it's very wonderful, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And even I now would like to formally thank the keynote speakers for today for wonderful insights on Sustainable Development Goal for number 4, that is quality education. And from these tips that both of them have shared with us today, surely we would be making our level best to give the quality education to our students in each and every field, whether it is planning, whether it is assessment, or maybe skill building. So thank you. Formally now, please, I'm folding with folded hands. I'm just sharing my heartfelt thanks to both of you and all the participants too. I mean, this is Saturday, and I know that in some schools it is off today being second Saturday, but in other schools it is still working. So teachers, we could not get teachers in more number. And certainly looking forward to more number of sessions, and they would be coming again and again, and they're so generous and would be sharing their learnings with us. Right. And now let me just share with you the teachers. You may please take a quick snapshot for sharing the feedback for today's session. It's tinyurl.com as usual and MTM July 10. Please do take the snapshot because I know chat is not accessible to many. We will try our level best to organize it on Zoom if it will be feasible, because everything will be accessible. And otherwise, at this platform, the chat is accessible only to the teachers who are there on this from the same organization. So thank you all of you for attending to today's session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Actually,
looking forward to see you again this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 p.m. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 p.m. We are coming up with wonderful sessions lined up for us. And these wonderful sessions are lesson planning using Bloom's taxonomy, online versus offline education, and that is parlay ideas. So keep yourself free Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 p.m. Right? Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.